Welcome to this course, How to Start Online Startup, and the very first module of this course, Entrepreneurship. Let's first get introduced. I am Nayan Bheda. I've been a serial entrepreneur, almost over 2 decades of experience. Have started many ventures, all funded, taken exits, and now I am a founder along with Ashish. We have founded this Indian School of E-Business and Advantage. Through this Advantage, we are bringing this course to you. And well, I had an opportunity of setting up business in Australia and UK, so I had that all-round international exposure, which is very much required in today's world. And many firsts to my credits. Ashish?
Hi, my name is Ashish Jalani. Like Nayan mentioned, we're co-founders at Indian School of E-Business and Advantage. I spent a good 20 years in retail and e-commerce, most of it in the US. Moved to India about 7 years ago after being there for about 27 years. Launched retail and e-commerce strategies for many large brands, Tiffany & Company, Liz Claiborne, Philips Van Heusen, et cetera, et cetera. And in India, the last 4 years, I run another company called E-Tailing India, which does India's largest conferences, seminars, et cetera, on e-commerce and retail. And since last 2 years, we've collaborated to start Indian School of E-Business and Advantage and offering this course not just offline, but as well as online.
In last couple of years, Ashish and I have been mentoring almost, I think, 1,000 plus entrepreneurs so far. Yeah. And now we are trying to reach out to all of you across the country through this video. So you want to start your own startup. So before you jump into startup or entrepreneurship, there are 7 nightmares you will be having during a journey, especially the initial phase of your entrepreneurship. Okay, let's understand these nightmares one by one. Yeah, we are not here to put fear in your mind, but we are here to at least warn you, okay, that your journey is not going to be easy. You have to, you want to achieve your dreams, but before you go on to achieve your dreams, initially you'll be getting a lot of nightmares. Yeah, the first thing is money. Startup is a business, and every business requires money. Yeah, your coffee is not going to come free. You will have to pay money to your vendors, to your employees. You have to keep feeding yourself. Okay, so startup is not an easy job. You got to have money in your pocket to start your venture. Yeah, and how much ever you do, whatever money you have in your pocket, trust me guys, it's going to be less. Second is a team. Team is extremely important for success of any startup. And let's admit it, at the initial phase, you would not be able to hire people from IITs and IIMs or from any top-notch premium institutions. Initially, you'll have to fend for yourself. That means that either you will have to develop multi-skills and multi-talent. Okay, you'll have to do everything. You'll have to look into marketing, into finance, into operations, into acquiring customers, okay, supply chain perhaps, technology. And if you're not able to do that, then you'll have to get a co-founder who can complement you in your business. Okay, the skill sets of your co-founder should be such that it becomes a complementing skill sets. The skill set which you don't have, your co-founder should be having, and that's how you'll have to work with both as a partners. Okay, because team is extremely important in a startup. Okay, it's a team which is going to execute the idea, the business. Yeah, so you got to have a solid team. Okay, in fact, you'll have to work like a magician. You know why magician? A magician has to learn everything. A magician has to learn carpentry, he has to know tailoring, he has to know fabrication, everything. Okay, why? Because a magician cannot give his products outside to develop for him. He cannot appoint some tailor and tell him कि भाई मेरे कपड़े सिले. Because जैसे वो बाहर वाले को किसको बोलेगा तो उसको सारे ट्रिक्स मालूम पड़ जाएगी कि भाई किधर क्या छुपा हुआ है, राइट? या कारपेंटर को अगर देगा काम कर रहे हैं तो सारे ट्रिक्स उसके बाहर आ जाएंगे. सो उसको खुद को अपने सब प्रोडक्ट्स बनाने पड़ते हैं. और उसके लिए उसको सब कुछ सीखना पड़ता है. He has to be a multi-skill guy. Okay, so that his secrets of कहाँ क्या छुपा के रखा है, okay, it remains only with him. Only he knows. Yeah, and same is the case with you guys. Okay, you'll have to virtually work like a magician, develop multiple skills for yourself. Yeah, you just cannot have one skill. Let me ask Jitendra Gupta, founder of Citrus Payment Gateway. What was the challenge when he started his journey and when he founded his Citrus Payment Gateway, his company? What sort of challenges he faced? So Jitendra.
I had no experience of recruiting people. I had never built a company. So from that perspective, when I went to recruit the people were like, "Why should we join you?" And I had to literally give my personal background. I had to tell the industry stories. I had to link back, saying that what is the potential of payments in the industry. And even for one recruitment, I had to convince 10 to 15 people. And this is how I used to get one person on board. And most of the interviews, I used to look people through LinkedIn, look people through Facebook, used to send them random invites, and then used to convince them to meet me in coffee shops because I had no office. So, the first question people used to ask, "So where is your office?" And I was like, this coffee shop is my office. And so like back then in 2011, 14 out of 15 people used to run away after listening to this statement. They were like, "Yeah, it's a good idea. We'll join you when you have at least 10 people in the team." So I think recruitment was clearly a big problem statement when we started out. Technology, I'm not a technology guy. I'm hardcore a business guy. So from my perspective, I was like, how do I get the technology guy on board? Because payments is a tech-heavy business. And from that, from a business background, to build a tech-heavy stack was clearly a big challenge for me, at least. And so what we defined clearly, I knew from a business perspective that what we need. And I think that was a starting point. So after stumbling upon some 3 or 4 wrong guys, we happened to get the right partner on the technology side. And this is how we got the right technology to start with. And then the product itself, people were questioning the product which we were launching, whether it made any sense for the market. And I think after a lot of iterations, we were able to come through that.
Jitendra, thank you so much. Again, same thing. Being in startup, initial days, nobody recognizes you. Forming team is going to be a challenge, like you just said. Okay, people don't want to join you because you're no big brand. Who are you? You're nobody. Why should people work for you? And especially, ऐसा नहीं कि you have a lot of money to pay. In a startup, like you said, he was operating from a coffee shop. He didn't even have an office. So, and in a startup journey, initially cash flows are going to be a big challenge. Okay, a crunch of cash is always lurking over entrepreneur's head. Okay, so you can't give very heavy salary. You don't have a big brand. You don't have a big name, and yet you need to attract some good talent towards you. Yeah, and that's really a big challenge. One more thing about the one nightmare you're going to have is about time. Okay, believe me, whatever idea you are having right now to start your online startup or whatever startup you have, there are 10 other people on this planet thinking the same thing. You may believe that your idea is unique, but trust me, we have met so many entrepreneurs in our journey, okay, during this last few years, and ideas are absolutely common. You know, we come across 10 such ideas, okay, in little different form here and there. But so even if you may feel that your idea is unique, but believe us, there are 10 other people working on the same direction. That means you are racing against them. You really have no time. Okay, you have to put your all your efforts and time in ensuring that you launch your product as soon as possible. Okay, that means as an entrepreneur, you may have to compromise on your family life, on your friend circle, on your entertainment, everything, whatever. You know, your focus has to be on startups. People who are married, they cannot have an excuse, I am married, I have some time to be given to my family and all those things, all gone. and it's a hard fact. Your family should not become an excess baggage on you. Otherwise, your chances of success goes down. Simple, straightforward. If you've not taken vacations for years, no problem. I mean, you tell your spouse, your wife or husband, who it is, that for next 2-3 years, this is it. You got to put 14, 15, 16 hours a day on your journey in this startup when you're starting something new. Okay, and it's a fact, it's a reality. Okay, you have to tell a family. Okay, if you have a family, and if you are single, then of course you are in luck. But nevertheless, whatever it is, your friend circle, your other entertainment, all those things are gone. Okay, you have one narrow focus, absolutely narrow focus, is your startup. Okay, because one thing you don't have is time. Trust me, you are racing against all other people. Clear? Yeah? Knowledge. It's time to make room for new knowledge, new jargons, new language, new lingo. Okay. Something like growth hack, Node.js, SaaS. Now SaaS is not your mother-in-law. Okay, here SaaS means something else. Yeah. MVP, these are all new jargons you're going to come across. We are living in a digital world. The whole world is becoming digital. Okay. Good thing is you are at a point of inflection. You are right at a very early stage. The digitalization has just started happening. In next 50 years or next 10 years or next 5 years, you will see everything going digital. Yeah. Like Bill Gates has said, if your business is not on internet, then your business will be out of business. Okay. And that means you have to learn those new world language. You have to learn the concepts, you have to acquire the skills which the new economy is going to require. Once you enter into this journey of online, especially I'm talking about online startups, there are a lot of new things you have to learn. And you cannot say, I've surpassed my age, abhi मैं कहाँ से सीखूँ? Okay, ये उम्र में कहाँ सीखने बैठूँ? If you want to succeed, okay, then you got to learn. Okay, that's a one thing which you have to make room for. One more nightmare, especially in this country, is going to be statutory. Okay, people who are already in business knows how difficult or how easy it is to do business in India. We already know, we've been reading in newspaper. Okay, in 2016, in case of ranking, out of 185 countries, we ranked 130. That means 129 countries are much more ahead of us in the ease of doing business. We have a lot of difficulties in doing business, and especially thanks to various government policies and laws. Yeah, one small mistake could fetch you penalty. One small mistake could give you nightmares. One small mistake can give you stress. Okay, and you got to manage all that. There's no escape. People who are doing job, they would not ever know because it's your bosses who's taking care of all that. Okay, but people who are already into business would know that these are various challenges that you have to come across, and a lot of your time, your effort, your thought process is taken away on that front also. Okay, you have to think of all this: TDS, VAT, service tax, licenses, Shop and Establishment Act, various हजार things. Just to give an example, in my earlier venture, before I could start my business transactions, I had to deal with 36 departments of government. Okay, so it's going to be difficult. It's not easy. Yeah, customers. At times, your customers are going to be pain in your neck. Okay, this is one creature which, though most of the people would be claiming, but this is one creature most of or anybody has not ever understood. At times, customer himself or herself doesn't know what he or she wants. Yeah, so nobody can predict what customer really wants, and because of that, it's going to be a challenge, because you, at the same time, your challenge is going to be to keep your customer always happy. And especially in today's world, where switching is so easy, brand loyalties are now going away day by day. Okay, it's something which we just switch the vendor very easily. Okay, switching cost is almost come down to zero. It's going to be not easy for you guys to maintain the customer relationship. Okay, so customer is going to be one more pain, and you, however right you may be, okay, but customer, as we always hear, customer is always right. Smilingly, you have to keep on giving the service to your customers. Finally, there are going to be times where the stress and the pressure is going to kill you. You'll become insane. You'll be going crazy. It's a fact. How many people have a business or are already are entrepreneurs? Would you agree with this? Yes. Right? This is it kills at times. You have got sleepless nights. ये लगता है कहाँ फंस गए यार, इस पे आ गए, इससे तो यार नौकरी अच्छी थी. You come with that kind of thoughts, and it's going to kill you. And yet you got to survive. Let me ask Pradeep Udas, and advice is for budding entrepreneurs.
Advice I would have for new aspiring entrepreneurs is that you need to be able to ready for a tough journey. I always say an entrepreneur needs a skin of a rhino and a heart of a lion, because you will get a lot of criticism, and you also sometimes feel lonely, and you need to have inner strength and be able to overcome whatever difficulties there are.
Would you like to summarize the challenges for the entrepreneurs?
So, entrepreneurs, depending on what business you're building, you may have a different journey on the surface, but really, fundamentally, they all go through the same life cycle, I feel. Initially, it is, just getting the courage to start a business and give up something else which is more predictable. So there are family pressures, etc., that one has to deal with. Then there is a question of what is it, that business? How do I create something which is going to really be sustainable? And so then it's about the business model which is unique, which will stand out. And will be able to scale. And then once you do that, then the question of is how do I go about starting that? Of course, there are basic things like setting up a business, whatever regulatory requirements, that's fine. You can get professional help to do that, or somebody can, if your friend can advise you. But then beyond that, then the question comes in, who's going to be on my team? So to attract the right talent is the biggest challenge. How do you find skills that are complementary? You don't just pick your family members or friends because you are comfortable with them. You do need some common culture and common way of thinking, but at the same time, unless the skills are complementary, it will become a burden on the business. So I really suggest that anybody starting a business to make sure that what is the other person bringing that I don't have, so that we can work together, especially when you're starting the business. And then, do they have the willpower to kind of sustain it? And then the question comes, when you start to scale, then you need more money. So one has to go through, there are different tried and tested models. People go through friends and family round of funding, followed by some kind of a seed funding that there are institutions that provide seed funding, and then of course the venture series A, etc. There's been precedences which kind of would help in today's entrepreneurs to go through that journey. The toughest part comes is when you go to ask for professional people to put money, as to how are you going to show what is your revenue model, what is your kind of how you're going to manage the risk, where somebody coming and taking over your business because they come up with something better. So how are you going to say the whole sustainability of the business? You need to be able to prove.
Heart of a lion and a skin of a rhino. Yeah, I really impressed with that statement, and it's so true. You should have that courage of a lion. Okay, you should have that wild passion like a lion, and yet you should be thick-skinned. Okay, when the life is trying to crush you, or life is, the initial entrepreneurship journey is going to put a lot of pressure on you, and still you should be able to sustain all that.